Hello everyone, welcome to my channel City Yoga. I am Timmy. Today I brought you a hip opening sequence. It's going to be quite a quick one and suitable for all levels. I would say maybe it's a little bit better if you are already familiar with some of the yoga poses. I hope you will enjoy it. Let's get started. Let's start in easy seat. Just sit down on your tailbone. Close your eyes. You can just put your hands on your knees, palm is facing up towards the sky. And just start to arrive, start to breathe deeply. Start to focus on your breath now, how deep it is, that it fill up our lungs, the air. You start to feel that now you are here in this very, very present moment. Forget about your day. Just focus on your breath. You can slowly open your eyes. Bring your hands behind you and interlace your fingers behind your lower back. And we are going to fold over. Inhale, elongate your spine, and then exhale. First hinge from your pelvic area until you can meet flat back, and then just let your head hang too. If you do have any neck problem, you can just keep straight your neck. You don't need to make a contact with the mat with your forehead. Simply just try to relax into this pose. Feel that the gravity is pulling your head down, your torso down. Keep focus on your breath throughout the practice. Slowly come back up, and we are going to change our legs. So if your right leg was in front of your left, then just change them, swap them, and we're going to do it on the other side as well. Also, if you have interlaced your fingers like that way, like the left is covering up on the right one, the thumb, then just change it and do on the other side. Again, elongate your spine, hinge from your pelvic floor, pelvic area, and then slowly let your head hang. You should feel a really nice stretch on the left side of your hips. Send your breath there so it's less intense. Then slowly come back up to the center. You can uncross your fingers and let's put our soul together in front of us. Bring them as close as possible to your groin. And you can start to try to flap your knees on the mat, on the ground. If it's too intense for you, you can just work on that you bring in closer and closer to your groin. But as an aim, it should be nice if you start to flap it and try to flap it to the floor. It does give a nice warm up. When you are ready, then stop. And now we are going to put our soles further away from our body. We will just hold our ankles, sit really, really tall, hinging from our pelvis, and slowly we will hinge forward with flat back. You can do as I do, hold your elbows on the knees, and then with your elbows you can deepen the stretch. You can push down your knees towards the floor. Continue to focus on your breath. You should feel a really intense stretch on both sides of your hips. Then slowly come back up. Let's bring up our knees. We can just make a hip wide our knees and then just let them fall from one side to the other side. Really nice. Then let's come and let's go to tabletop. We are going to do our usual Marjariasana. So cow and cat. With your inhale, starting from your tailbone, let's push our spine down towards the ground, towards the floor. Cow pose, try to look to the sky. And then for the exhale, starting from the tailbone, push your spine towards the sky, cat pose. Do it in your own pace. Make sure that your breath is leading your moves. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's come back to the center. And now let's engage our core. Tuck your toes, and we're just going to lift up our knees for a couple of inches above the ground. Inhale, lift up, and hold here. You should feel that your whole core is engaged, and your shoulder, arms are engaged too. With your next exhale, come back to the center, put down your knees, then just make your toes flat. And your next inhale, bring up your right leg and your left hand right here. And then bring it down. We will do it on the other side. Inhale. Then come back down. Great. Tuck your toes and let's go to downward facing dog. Let's walk in it a little bit. Really nice, especially if it's your first down dog today. Then gently stop. your next inhale, lift up our left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, put down between your hands, low lunge, look in front of you. Stay here for a breath. Then step forward, forward, and come up vertebra by vertebra to Tadasana. Inhale your hands up to the sky and exhale, open up your legs and we will move down to Malasana, Yogi Squat. Put your elbows in your knees. You can help with that to open up your knees, your hips. Make sure that your back is flat as possible and your calf is in contact with your thigh. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, lift up your hands. And exhale, fold over. Step back to plank. And we will turn to side plank. We will open up to the right. You can lift up your right hand and you can gaze towards the sky if you can. If you can't, then just gaze in front of you. Whatever is good for you right now. Then bring back your hands, plank again, and do your chaturanga, your vinyasa, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Let's repeat it on the other side as well. Right leg up to the sky, bring down, low lunge, stay here, open up your hip flexor, then step forward to forward fold, and then come up to Tadasana. Now, lift up your hands, inhale, and exhale. We are going to move down again to Malasana. Maybe you can feel now it's a bit more easier to do it for the second time. We are going to put down our left hand on the mat in front of our leg, and we will open up our chest to the right. Inhale, and hold here. Come back down, and we will change our hands. Put down your right hand to the ground, and open up your chest to the left. Look up. Gaze, your gaze is towards the sky, towards your left hand. And then come back to Malasana. Inhale up. And then step to Tadasana. Inhale. Lift up your hands. Ardha Hastasana. Exhale. Fold over. Step back to plank. Hold here for a second. And then let's move to side plank on the other side. Your gaze is up towards your left hand. Then come back to plank. Do your vinyasa. If you can't do the chaturanga, upward facing dog, then do Ashtanga Asana and Cobra instead. I will wait for you for one breath. Then next inhale, lift up your left leg, three-legged dog. Bring it forward, low lunge. Inhale, come up to warrior two. Make sure that your alignment is fine. Open up your knees. You should feel in your hip flexor how nice it is. It's a really, really intense pose. Now, straighten your left leg and turn your left foot towards the front. Bring up your legs, your arms to the sky, star pose. And then from here, we are going to fold over. Let's work a little bit on our hamstring as well. Bring your hands to your hips, and with flat back, come back to upright. And we are coming back, turning back our left foot towards the left, to warrior two. Right here. And then we are going to move to Skandasana. So straighten your left leg. You will turn your right heel inside a little bit, and then you will shift your weight towards your right leg. So you are flexing your left foot, your hands in prayer pose. It's a very intense pose, so try to make sure that you don't overdo it. If you are just here, that's fine as well, that's great. Or if you can go down, that's absolutely fine as well. From here, put down your hands and come slowly to low lunge. And then step back to plank. Come to chaturanga, upward facing dog. And come to down dog. Let's repeat it on the other side. Right leg up, three-legged dog. Bring in front, low lunge. Turn your feet the right positions. Warrior two. Right here. Then straighten your right leg. Bring your toes in. Bring up your hands. Star pose. Then fold over. Bring your hands back to your hip. And with straighten back, come back to warrior two. Here we are going to do the Skandasana on the other side. So turn your heel in, shift your weight to your left leg, and bend your left knee. Right here. Then from here, come back to low lunge, plank, and do your vinyasa. We arrived to downward facing dog. Slowly, we will walk to the top of our mat, forward one, and we will come up to Tadasana. First, I will show you towards you. So we are in Tadasana. We are going to do a figure 4 chair pose. If you don't know yet how it is, then you shift your weight on your left leg. You cross your right ankle above your left knee. You can bring your hands into prayer. And then you go down like you do with chair pose. From here, if you can fold over. If you can't, that's fine as well, that's great. You can just stay here. And you should feel a really, really nice stretch in your right side of your hips. This is deepen your stretch. Then slowly come back up and come back to Tadasana. So I will do with the left leg on the other side, from the side, so you can see how it is in that way as well. So inhale, you bring up your leg and your hands to prayer. And exhale, sit back like you do it in the chair pose. This is a really nice balancing asana as well. Focus on one point. If you like, you can fold over as well. But you don't have to. You can stay here. Feel a nice stretch on your left hip. Then slowly come back up. Put down your leg and hand. Tadasana. Inhale your hands. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale. Fold over. Step back to plank. Do your chaturanga. And come to downward dog. Now we are going to make our way down to the mat. And I will show you towards you. So we are going to straighten our left leg and bend your right knee. Sit tall, and you can just keep your hands next to your hips, and you should feel a nice stretch in your hamstring and in your inner thigh as well. You can stay here, or if you like, you can bring up your hands and then just try to fold over to your left leg. then come back up, and we are going to change our legs. Straighten your right leg, bring in contact with your inner thigh, right inner thigh, your left sole, and sit tall. Inhale your hands up, and then exhale, forward to the right. Then come back to the center and slowly close your right leg as well. Bend it. Now we are going to do Gomukhasana, cow face pose, one of my favorite. So you can either just start from staff pose. So we're going to cross our left thigh with our right bended leg, and then we will move the left leg as well. We are going to bend it. Make sure that you are not sitting on your heel, but you are bringing close to your hips. You grabbing your left ankle or right ankle as well. Both of your feet are flexed, and you can just stay here. Flexed feet. Make sure that you are sitting down with your right hip, so your right hip is in contact with the mat. And then you feel a really, really nice stretch, especially in your right hip. It's really nice. You can either do the proper Gomukhasana, so that's the whole pose, when you just grab with your right hand, your left hand behind your back. You can either do this way, or if you don't want, then you can just a little bit try to spider finger and forward a little bit. It's deepening really, really much. It's a very, very intense stretch. So please be mindful and do just in a nice way until you feel it's fine. In this pose, it's really important that you do feel your breath. You are sending it into your hip. So it will be much less intense sensation. Slowly, if you did spider finger down, come back up to the center and really mindfully, carefully just uncross your legs. You can do again this viper movement a little bit to let our hips relax, and then we are going to change our legs and we are going to do it on the other side. So you start from staff pose. You bring up bend your left leg, cross your right leg, and then you will bend your right leg too. Both of your feet are flexed, and you make sure that you are sitting from both sides. You are sitting on the mat, on the ground. Sit tall here. This is already a very intense pose, so you don't need to do the hands or you don't need to spider finger if you don't want, right? Please always respect your body, always. Make sure that you do what you feel fine and good for you. So I will just a little bit spider finger. Then slowly come back and carefully uncross your legs. Do the windshield wiper. Nice one. Then come back to our butterfly pose like we did it at the beginning of the practice. Bring closer to your groin, your feet, and you can try to lap with the ground, to clap it with the ground. Just feel the difference if you have any. If you can find any difference between the first at the beginning of the sequence and now, then you can just gently stop and move out from the pose. Let's make our way down to reclined pose, and we are going to bring our feet together and let our knees fall to the side. You can put one of your hands on your heart, the other hand on your belly, and just start to relax a little bit. Let the gravity pull your knees down. Let your body cool a little bit. Close your knees and bring up your knees towards your chest. And let's move to happy baby, one of my favorite. So you can just open your knees up here, or if you can, grab your outside of your sole and start to pull down your knees towards the ground. Make sure that your lower back is flat. Your shoulders should be in contact with the mat. Then put down, bring back close your sole, your knees. Bring your knees closer to your chest and hug them really, really tight. A last deep inhale. And exhale to Shavasana. Just forget about your breath now. Try to notice what's happened in your body. What do you feel in your and around your hip? And just let your body relax. I'm really happy that you joined me today. I hope you did enjoy this practice, and I hope to see you again. Namaste.